to on what Egypt has been witnessing the past few years with access and development, great roads, of the infrastructure and the transportation network here in Egypt. But before we start doing that, let's check out some of the stories making the news today. And we'll start off with President Abdul al-Sisi today was looking forward to enhancing the work of the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation through investing Egypt's prestigious Islamic institutions, which have credibility at the regional and international levels. During his meeting with the Secretary General of the OIC, Hussein Ibrahim Taha, stressed the full of his mission, taking into consideration the huge challenges facing the Islamic world at all levels, matter which necessitates enhancing coordination and action on the umbrella of the relations. For his part, the OIC chief expressed appreciation to Egypt's role in supporting the organization. He said he is looking forward to the continuation of Egypt's action on regional and international stages, one of the OIC. Efforts aimed at reaching political settlement to a number of crises in the region that have recently involved with tensions and challenges, notably terrorism. The meeting tackled the latest developments regarding a number of regional crises. People with domination, other airbase, she said, boarded a plane to monumental and touristic sites within Greater Cairo. They also visited the Air Force Museum.
حتى عن صوتك ونور الناس.
أنا بحلم إن اسمية يكون مكتوب
انت مبسوط انت قاعد معنا؟
اسعد يوم اليوم اللي بشوفكم فيه. نعمل رحلة لكلية الشرطة والكلية الحربية وتشوفوا ويبقى يوم نقضيه هناك كلنا.
ممكن يفعل
وعدنا دعوات
دايما بيطمني وفي وقت الجد بتكون لي سند وايديك ومعايا تملي وعمرك ما تخلت يوم عني.
احنا محميين بالله وبدول وربنا بينزل على قلبي البهجة والسعادة والسرور والرضا.
And on the sidelines of the Dakar Forum, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held talks with Senegal's President Macky Sall on Tuesday. And during the talks, the top diplomat delivered a message from President Abdul al-Sisi to his Senegalese counterpart, who means the message also included issues from the nation between said expressed readiness to offer all support for Senegal peace. Meanwhile, Shoukry held talks with Senegal's foreign minister on national issues of mutual concern and means of ties in England. These words news today, but our attention to tonight's topic. President al-Sisi has inspected many roads and axes in the transportation and road network here in Egypt. Let's check out this report and we'll be right back.
He inspected progress in a number of projects of the new road network, notably the new Cairo Suez Road, which will connect areas in the first settlement and Cairo International mass transportation Sheraton housing area in roads. The road has become a new traffic artery linking areas and districts in East Cairo with settlements in New Cairo City. This will ease pressure on the Cairo-Suez Road. The president also inspected expansion work to enhance the capacity of the ring road in East Cairo, as well as work progress and efforts to develop Ain Shams district. President al-Sisi was briefed on implementation rates and work progress by officials and supervisors on site. He stressed the need for construction of new road as well as cities and urban settlements within its geographic surrounding. Earlier, the head of state reviewed the latest developments of upgrades to the road network, axes and bridges systems nationwide, especially the Upper Egypt Freeway, with a total of 100 and already, what is the maintenance of these roads? The president gave his directives to implement the largest possible expansion of roads to achieve the air traffic. He also instructed the establishment of an integrated system of services along the new roads and axes to secure all means of safety and comfort for citizens. President al-Sisi ordered public maintenance of these roads and bridges to ensure sustainability of their quality. He also the largest possible expansion additional projects carried out by the armed forces and cooperation with the private sector. The new administrative house. The CC visited Samir Ghanem Bridge that links Shibu access with New Cairo, passing through Mahfouz access. He spoke with workers to check on the workflow at the Samir Ghanem Bridge. He also inspected a number of axes being currently developed in New Cairo, including the axes of Mustafa Kemal, Yusuf al-Sibai, Taha Hussein and Sadat. He also inspected work to develop sewage systems in New Cairo that is being conducted in parallel with the construction of the new roads and axes.
مصر فيها 100 مليون، مصر كمان مساحتها 1,000,000 كيلومتر مربع، بس في حجم ضخم جدا من الأراضي احنا مش عايشين عليه. ما خدناش بالنا على مدى 60-70 سنة فاتوا إن الكلام ده هيبقى ليه تأثير كبير جدا وخطير على حياتنا ومستقبلنا. احنا مش سايبين لا القاهرة ولا اسكندرية وسعيد ولا المحافظات، بنحكي كل القديم والجديد مع بعض عشان يليق بينا ويليق بالمصريين يعني. الموضوع مش مباني بس، لا، ده تطور كبير قوي احنا بنعمله. فقرنا نستعد مثقفين فنين هذا الحدث الكبير، ميلاد دولة جديدة بافتتاح العاصمة الجديدة، ميلاد دولة جديدة، إعلان جمهورية تانية.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and joining us here tonight in the studio to shed more light on tonight's issue. We're joined by Dr. Emad Shirbini, the Professor of Architecture and Urban Design at Cairo University. Dr. Shirbini, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Dr. Shirbini, now, over the past few years, every other week, Egyptians are introduced to new roads, new axes, new tunnels, the inauguration of different travel roads between different Egyptian governorates and cities. Before we start getting into the nitty-gritty of it, can you give us an overview on the revamp, the facelift, the reconstruction, the reimagination of the road and transportation networks that have been taking place in Egypt over the past few years?
Yes. Okay. It leaves everyone following the new evolution of urban development in Egypt through the new cities, new road network, all national projects that Egypt is going to a new and different era of development. More roads, tunnel, bridges are being built in Egypt to alleviate the traffic congestion and meet to increase demand for vehicles, case, and mega urban development. The road network is one of the main pillars of the urban development. It is very important for industrial, agriculture, and urban development. His Excellency President El-Sisi is interested in this part particularly. You notice each and every week he visits His Excellency visit the new project of road and axes. The plan 2014-2024 that it's inaugurated by the Ministry of Transportation to enhance the road network in Egypt, it is a huge project. We can say it is one of the mega national projects such as the new Suez Canal, the new smart cities. It is, you cannot do any development without this transportation network.
We start seeing these roads. I'm saying that it's a vision that should be concluded by 2024, which is practically in 2 years' time. Now, what is the vision? Is it about just connecting all the different cities and making it easier for citizens to move around? Does it have an economic effect, economic repercussions on the Egyptian economy? The understanding I mean, Egypt is following the Egypt Vision 2030 for sustainable development. What is the sustainable development in terms of road networks and transportation that should be achieved not by 2030, but as you mentioned, 2024, the sustainability of it, the maintenance of having all these new roads?
Yes. Listen, if we start to talk about the road network, the new road network, we must mention the regional road network and local. The plan of 2024, it take care of all of these parts. You want to take development without some sort of the build and construct it national standard. You can find in the quantitative development. It is a qualitative development. It is also, you find all means of transportation. You find their way in the road. You can find pedestrians, bicycle means, public transportation. What have been implemented in Ring Road, in the Greater Cairo Ring Road, and the new to facilitate the new shuttle bus for the Ring Road is to alleviate the congestion in this Ring Road. And also, I think you need to know what is smart and sustainable transportation. Smart and sustainable transportation is one of the main issues that is raised by the United Nations Sustainable Development Chart. That each and every country must take care of this sustainable transportation. What is if you now talk about a one trip from East Cairo to West Cairo, which took 2 hours, now you can do it in 45, 50, 60 minutes by maximum. This means less fuel consumption, less air pollution. All these are dedicated to be more sustainable and more environmentally friendly.
Yes, and having these international high standards and establishing the new roads and axes, does that all, I mean, you've mentioned the pedestrian, bicycles,
yes,
motorbikes and such. Does it also include gas stations, ambulances? Does it include police checkpoints? Does it include different kind of gas stations, electrical stations? What are the facilities and the services also that are provided on these long and wide roads?
What makes a road successful is the services around this road. Years ago, you find a new without any service. It's not safe to go through it. It's not useful to use. We find each and every main axis has all its services built with the road. Gas stations, rest houses, ambulance facilities, police station. All these facilities is a must to develop the road, even it is a regional road or a local road, because some local roads are not that life, because there is no services, there is no economical facilities around. Now you can find these projects go side by side with the road development to enhance the global Egyptian or national development for Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one of the goals of the UN Charter for Sustainable Development was to have an environmentally friendly society, and having these sort of roads and axes. A lot of analysts are saying, well, it will reduce the carbon footprint by the population. How does that work?
It works by several parts. For example, we talk about pedestrian and bicycle use. It is one of the issues. The public transportation, you know, always they say 1 equal 40. 1 equal 40, that means 1 bus equal bus could be used by 40 persons. If they use transportation, that means less fuel consumption and more environmentally friendly transportation. In all new routes developed in the new axes, and especially in the new administrative capital, you find a remarkable green area and vegetation all over the street and both sides and in the middle island. All these solutions and all these treatment can be helpful for the environment and to reduce the carbon emission from this roads.
Yes. Well, when you mention public transportation, we always think now of the new monorail. We think of the expansion of the underground network that's been going on for some time. Now, how many monorails should we expect? How many shuttle buses should we be expecting? How much can we expand within the underground network?
I don't think so. It is by quantity. It is by quality and by the integration between these transportation system. You know, we have 2 monorail lines, but these 2 monorail lines, one the new administrative capital to the other one Mohandesin to Okriti. These 2 monorails must be integrated with underground metro to the other side, the Cairo, to the capital. With the new bus solution with Salat Masr and all these new vision for using the public transportation in an integrated system. Now we are going to have an underground metro in Alexandria, in some other government. I think the integration now in between these transportation system is a winning solution instead to have multiple lines, 2 lines with the integration with the other.
Bullet having that will take for 12 hours in half that time.
Yes, it is. It is. The new intended, and you find there is by the of nation, investors to be electrified, to area to not cover before, such the railway between Upper Egypt and Red Sea, the government, between Port Said and Alexandria. All these transport or railways line will be with help, and also the fast train or the bullet, what they said, the electrified one. I think it will be. We can see it very soon. It is already under study, and I think it will be one of the mega projects in Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah.
These developments in 2020 in all and concluded.
If we see the momentum of the achievements of these projects in the last 7-10 years, we find a momentum which is not existing before.
Yes.
You know, you find a bridge completed from days from the start to the end to be used in 44 days. Before we can say this 44 days are for take the decision. Now it is done. All this, if you look for the new axes in the local roads enhanced or reconstructed in the cities, you know, you found a new rhythm of development that could be accepted for the completion of this plan by 2024.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Shafy mentioned, the pace of the development is very high. It's quite a fast-paced development in the transportation and road networks. And in Egypt, for 2020 alone, Egypt has spent $1.79 billion on the development of the road networks. Let's check out this report and we'll be right back.
President Abdul al-Sisi reviewed the latest developments of upgrades to the road network, axes and bridges system nationwide, and ordered that all relevant details be carefully observed, as well as ensuring of periodic maintenance of these roads and bridges to improve their quality. He also directed the implementation of the largest possible expansion of roads to achieve the Egypt. The past 3 years, 2020, compared to just $9 billion in 2018. According to our planning, Hala Said, Egypt's infrastructural investment soared by $2.3 billion over the past 7 years, marking an increase of 340% since fiscal year 2015. Also growth in 2004, as the growth will be primarily driven by active partnership between public and private sectors. The minister touched on the National Roads Project that was launched in 2015, which aims to construct 7,000 kilometers of new roads in 6 years with a budget of $11 billion US. Work to an existing network by providing Egypt's progress during the past 3 years and digital infrastructure. The minister added residential projects alone have contributed to securing 800,000 job opportunities for youngsters. Besides that, most major projects are fortunate in being in sectors relatively less affected by the coronavirus pandemic, with 32% in housing, 27% in transportation, compared to only 3% in the tourism sector, which was highly affected by the pandemic. For the modern railway and transport system, the minister explained the Egyptian government is working to improve the current railway network by adding more trains and renewing old buses, noting that 2 joint railway projects are currently underway. She explained the projects were represented in express train project worth $23 billion in addition to the monorail project in Cairo at a cost of $3.5 billion. President Sisi indicated the Egyptian government is seeking to support the manufacturing infrastructure through industrial complexes and cities, which will increase productivity and efficiency.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and $1.79 billion on roads and networks. Now, Dr. Sherbini, how will the development of all these new roads and bridges and tunnels affect the Egyptian economy? Does it make such a huge difference in terms of investment, in terms of commerce between different governorates? Does it make a difference when you're trying to attract foreign investors coming into the country?
Yes, sure. Listen, if we talk about the new Suez Canal logistic district or logistic hub, how can this project works alone? How can this project works without a country help this project to achieve the goal of the development? The economical development here, you cannot say that we can do a project, X project, to enhance the economy of Egypt. All the project must be integrated. These projects could not be integrated without the main transportation system, the main road network that helps all these connections. Now you can find a huge interest of project of development in Upper Egypt, for example.
Yes.
Always here about the Greater Cairo road to reconstruct, to do projects in Greater Cairo, in the government. Now you can find Egypt. You can find now in Upper Egypt more than 200 main projects. Main axes and local roads in all cities have been developed in the last few years, and it is going on.
Yes.
This is how to develop the country economy, not a part, not a small project, but this, the tourism also.
Yes,
it is
definitely
one of the important success principle for the tourism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, sir, over the past few years, whenever Egypt or any sort of governorate witnesses some rainfall, a lot of the main roads were flooded with rainwater, and we had issues of drainage. Now, what sort of work and development has been done to solve any sort of potential flooding of the rainwaters or accumulating rainwaters in tunnels or different streets here and there, and the new roads and the new axes that are being built? Do they have this sort of planning for drainage in case of any rainfall?
Yes. Look, the problem of the flooding of the roads is you can consider two main reasons. One the design, and the second reason is the maintenance of the road. The design, myself, I'm working in several roads in the new administrative capital and other places. It is designed to avoid these problems with correct slopes, with correct drainage system, and all this helps to solve this problem. And the maintenance, I think we now have a good care of maintenance for all the roads. And even the existing local roads, when it is reconstructed or enhanced or developed, they took into consideration these systems as much as they can, because some places it is not doable. That's why you find the big cars with the pumps to solve the problem. But most of the new axes are taken into this design principle. Yes.
Speaking of smart city, there are also the concept of intelligent transportation that is being implemented in the establishment of all these networks. Can you please explain and shed light on what intelligent transportation is?
Yes. Look, intelligence is an integrated system, and that set of points, radars and screens, all 20 any problems at the road, and to solve it on time, on the spot. The first phase will be 7 roads with total length of about 1,100 kilometers, and the second phase will be about 14 roads with total length of 5,000 kilometers. The first trial will be in Shobra Banaha Freeway and Cairo Ismailia Desert Road, to have this system to monitor the road 24/7. Plus the smart transportation system, the congestion and the interval between trips, and the integration between different types of transportation, as we say, the monorail and the underground tunnels, and with the bus transportation as well, to have an integrated system monitored by the main brain of this project, to alleviate the congestion and to solve problems immediately. We do not wait to have a report and to move the ambulance, and no, it is all monitored and it is all automated. I think if we can achieve this system in our streets and our transportation system, it will be a huge for the government.
Well, now, these are all the efforts being exerted by the Ministry of Transportation and the Egyptian government with the help and the efforts of scientists and engineers and people like yourself. But you've pointed out to something during the report, which is our side of the story. What can the people do? And it really had to do with the behavior of the Egyptian citizen, the culture, the smart or intelligent transportation culture for the Egyptians. What can we do as patients, as drivers, as people taking the bus and all the public transportation systems to maintain, really keep these efforts up to the highest standards for the longest time? Because as you've mentioned, maintaining the ability of these from scratch.
To use fortune, we can say partly it's very. That's why I'm putting a point here, or I want to talk about one issue, is the human behavior. The human need, what you find on the ring road from the private public transportation, the minibuses and microbuses, and the crowd that made by the people, it is a human need. You cannot prevent this. The new development and the new system in the ring road with the rotated bus will solve this problem, will replace this all these minibuses with a regular interval bus that move over the ring road, that solve the problem. The new projects ring road networks, new axes, new transportation network, new transportation facilities, all these are dedicated to solve the human need, or to meet the human need. I think if you find your proper public transportation system, you will use it instead of your car. If you find an integrated transportation system that take you from your work to your home and vice versa in a proper way with a proper time, you will use it without using your instead of your private car. This is how to solve the problem, how to deal with the human behavior and not to neglect this needs, because all we are doing is for the human being. We must have a decision and how to deal with these needs to solve the problem.
Yes. Doctor, now, one final question. With all of these developments taking place in this sector, now, what are your hopes and what is the ultimate or end goal or the final vision of all of the ongoing developments that are taking place? And we've been seeing a lot of models and a lot of models of cooperation with Japan, for instance, trying to fix the parking issue and the parking problem, having these vertical parking towers. And we've seen some examples scattered around different governorates. What is the end goal? What is the final vision? When can we finally say we've solved the traffic jam problem?
It is not a problem that we can solve in a word or in a project. It is a complicated problem. But the question is, are we in the good track, in the right track, or no? Are we going to have a development in this solving or not? I think we are in the right path. I think we are in these projects. It is not, Egypt have not gained this development years ago. Now you can you find that Egypt has gained ranks in the international, in the quality of road international indicators. Now Egypt is in the 28th place instead of the 118th place. These projects are the right path to solve the problem. But when exactly we will solve the problem, I think it is not, we cannot decide or determine a fixed date to solve this problem because it is a very complicated problem. It is not regional roads. It is not intercities transportation. It is not local transportation. It is a complicated. But all these projects is a step forward to solve the problem.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, definitely in this sector specifically, we are on the right path, and this is one of many things that really make a difference to the better and give a little bit of hope for the growth and development of our country. The developments taking place in the roads, networks, axes, tunnels, as Egyptian. Unfortunately, that's all time we have for this session of the Debate7.